This video is intended for entertainment purposes. Do not go out of your way to witch hunt. I do not condone unethical actions. I hope you enjoy. Sports. Oh, how I love sports. I started playing sports when I was in the 7th grade. I played basketball, and I was a post because I was and still am considered a fat kid, or a big kid if you will. I did a great job, constantly stopping the majority of the baskets shot by the opposing team, and I helped my team with rebounds or opening up pathways for the point guard to score. I also played football for 5 years. I liked it. I was a 9-tech, tackle, and a guard. I was pretty good. I remember there was a game where they didn't let me in. Maybe they hated me, maybe they didn't. I didn't know. And the tackle that had my position was not doing a great job. He was doing his job very sloppy, constantly getting slammed and steamrolled by some fat kid. Then they put me in as the tackle, and I made Fat Joe take his own medicine, and I slammed him, pushing him back 7 yards. It wasn't even that hard. Apart from football and basketball, I love weightlifting, but more on that on a different video. I bring my sports history up because they taught me a valuable lesson. Whether the play was called wrong or they gave us a penalty for an unethical or an unreasonable reason for that matter, we have to show good sportsmanship, then brush it off and continue playing. But it seems like Serena Williams never got that sort of lesson. Sportsmanship. I think everyone has heard about the controversy by now, but if you haven't heard, let me fill you in on what's going on with this women's tennis player. But before I do, let me disclaim this. I'm not sexist. I'm not attacking her, I'm simply just roasting her. Know the difference and understand it as well. She deserves to get roasted. She's trying to pull the wool over everyone's eyes, but I'm not one to get finessed by some bullshit. I thought I'd point that out because I don't want anyone to think I'm a misogynistic Hispanic male who oppresses women. That's not my intention. Serena was playing against Naomi Osaka at the opening of the US Open 2018 when the controversy started. She claimed that the umpire, Carlos Ramos, was quote a liar and quote a thief for stealing one of her points during the game. Let me say this, he deducted the point because it turns out she was getting coached. That's a code violation, Serena. You claim that he was giving you the thumbs up, but why was he so low profile about the gesture? Not to mention his face. He did not look all pumped up like, yeah, you go girl, keep it up. No, it clearly looked like the man was giving you coaching advice. Not to mention also, her coach, Patrick Mokhatioglu, even admitted at the end of the game that he was coaching you. So you can miss him with that bullshit about how it's sexist to do such a thing and that I never cheated.
Apology. You owe me an apology. I have never cheated in my life.
Shut the fuck up.
Accusing the umpire of sexism.
There are men out here that do a lot worse because I'm a woman. Because I'm a woman, you're going to take this away from me? That is not right.
Yeah, men have done worse, and they've met their fair share of deductions. I'm sure you recognize this name, but Stephen A. Smith detailed some examples. All examples are from the same umpire, but from previous games in the past.
When Serena Williams brought the issue of gender and sexism into the argument, that's when she lost.
You're goddamn right.
2017 French Open, Djokovic given a fault on his serve for time violation, given a code violation as well for conduct after yelling. Same French Open, 2017 time violation given to Rafael Nadal. He thought it was selectively enforced, and he complained about this same official, Carlos Ramos. 2018, this year, at Wimbledon, Djokovic again receives a code violation. Why? For slamming his racket into the ground. So your claim is as trash as your play style in that game, which, by the way, you are the best player in the world? How the heck do you get obliterated so bad? Sure, we all have our off days. I'm not gonna judge you for that, but this was a blowout. I don't know much about tennis, but even I see that it was a blowout. Serena was also given another penalty because she broke her racket due to the frustration from the previous penalty. My question is, why do such a thing? I get that you're angry, but even when I get pissed, and to those who know me, you know how pissed I get. I'm not throwing shit because I use my anger as energy to hit harder or to focus on the objective. Winning. Breaking your equipment isn't the smartest thing to do, especially if you know that that's a code violation as well. That's your second strike, and by now you're boiling in anger. I can see it, I can smell it, I can sense it off of you. But you out of all people should be rock steady. You know damn well letting your emotions get in the way hinders your performance immensely. That goes for any sport. Just think of boxers or MMA fighters. If they let their emotions get in the way, three things could happen. One, they could get too aggressive and put their opponent's life at risk or their own. Two, they can perform sloppy.
and get caught off guard, open for a knockout or a good hit at least. 3. They can get disqualified for unsportsmanlike conduct. Get it together, girl. Focus on the objectives. I heard on the radio, the best way to do things is to give 10 seconds of attention to the situation, in the sense of comprehending and learning from what just happened, then brush it off and continue playing. It's common sense. It's sportsmanlike conduct. The third violation was verbal misconduct.
If he gives me a thumbs up, he's telling me to come on. We don't have any code, and I know you don't know that. I don't cheat to win. I'd rather lose. I'm just letting you know. You need to make an announcement that I didn't get coaching.
This is just flat out idiotic. Why would you do such a thing? Last time I checked, you're the player, not the umpire. How could you argue with the umpire? I get it. Sometimes they call stupid fouls. That's understandable. I've had some bullshit calls thrown at me and my team before, especially when I coached for the high school's integrated sports team. There was so much bad calls. I was heated, but at the end of the day, what could I do? I was a coach, not a ref, so arguing with them was not a good choice. They even threatened to call off the game if the team did not accept the concurred decisions they have made. But Serena? Nah, she can't let shit go. She continues to argue with the umpire. That's why she lost the game. The umpire did not like how she was verbally assaulting him, even though he was just following the code of conduct. Poor guy. It's not sexist, it's the rules. No verbal aggression against the umpire. It all ties back to a couple things. For starters, what she did was unsportsmanlike conduct. Her actions and her words cost her the game. It doesn't matter about sex or race, because some people are trying to claim that racism was a part of it. Like, are you really finna pull that card? You are flat out stupid if you think it's racism, and I hate you. And let me throw this out. Let's think very simple. And this might blow your mind, Serena, but if Mr. Ramos was sexist, don't you think he would have not been an umpire at a women's tournament? I'm sure he would have declined if he was sexist. I'm just saying. Another point, throwing a fit like a 5-year-old who doesn't get what they want makes you look like a spoiled brat. The world does not revolve around you, princess. You need to grow up and act your age. You know how many goddamn times I hear millennials are whiners. Millennials are primitive little prick. Millennials this, millennials that. And then you see women such as Serena Williams, who is 36 years old, by the way, and who acts more childish than us. Like, what the fuck? Get over it. Keep moving forward. Grow up, like I said before. To add on, she stated,
I have a daughter and I stand what's right for her.
Right, you have a kid, so learn how to take things how they come. Great role model. It really shows your daughter a mature, strong, independent woman with proper sportsmanship. Bravo. Oh, and quick thing, do not make this a woman's issue. It is not a woman's issue. It's your issue.
There are men out here that do light march because I'm a woman. Because I'm a woman, you're going to take this away from me? That is not right.
It would be a woman's issue if there wasn't any rules and women's sports were made by men and they made the rules as the games progressed. If that was the occasion, sure, fuck yeah, I'm with you. But guess what? It ain't like that. The rules are set for both male and female leagues. The umpire tried to stay true to the rules and they only depict what's right and wrong during a match or a tournament. There are some instances where women get penalties for dumb reasons, but that happens to men as well. And men get away with things as well as women. So don't make this inequality, because they get their fair share of justice. In conclusion, Naomi Osaka showed good sportsmanship. She poured her heart out and won. Props to her. She should be appraised for such a feat. She beat the best women's player and no one cared. Her performance was impeccable, and you can tell every time she went for a hit, she put her soul into it. I hope she does well, and I hope Serena stops acting like a little whiny kid and grows up. It's a loss. We all lose and we all win. We rise and we fall. Learn to comprehend a loss, and I feel like if you do so, you'll become a better winner in the future, because you will learn from your mistakes as well as your opponent's mistakes if you analyze it all. It's a great learning curve, but I guess you're gonna keep pushing that gender inequality agenda, and your dumbass followers will support you by throwing a mixture of racism. Pathetic, I tell you. And with that, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down. Comment whatever you'd like to comment down in the comment section below. If it's Quiet Calf, this video is stupid, or Quiet Calf, good video. Whatever works is fine. Other than that, you have a great day.
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside.